Today's topic is how to dominate Black Friday 2020, 10x your e-commerce business in Q4 2020, which is a very, very clickbaity topic, but that's what you guys want, right? Let's get started then. So first of all, why bother, right? Why Q4? Why can you just not, scale consistently? And the reason is that because of the mega sales that are running in the festival season, Black Week, Black Friday, and Christmas, and also some brands are also expanding into the new year, many brands make more of 50% of their annual profits in Q4. So Q4 is also, because you can make so much profit and you can get a lot of brand exposure, this is a perfect opportunity to make money and to increase your brand awareness big time, which means that essentially next year your brand is going to be starting at a much bigger start point. So it sets you up in a perfect spot to scale up your ads every single month much easier because of all the exposure you've got in this crucial period, right? So as you can see, like here in the screenshots, those are the kind of results that some of our brands have experienced in 2019. Which is, a very, very significant growth. And I know that a lot of brands try to, scale just a little bit, but without a coherent strategy, a massive scale is not really possible. And I just want to show you what's possible so that you're not kind of settling for the basic minimum, right? And now, one thing I want to emphasize is that the extent to which you can scale in Q4 comparing to your normal numbers in the rest of the year is going to be significantly dependent on your industry. Some industries have products that are very much impacted by the seasonality as well. So just to show you an example that is going to illustrate the point that I mentioned, take a look. So this is a brand that, in 2019, they're doing just, pretty much like the same every month. And then in Q4, they scale big time. And then as you can see, what happens is compared to the baseline in 2019 and compared to baseline in 2020, because of the exposure they've got in the Q4, they are starting at a completely different level and their business has grown massively as a result. Then, there's some fluctuations. Again, it's not a massive scale, but then, we expect to see a massive scale up in the Q4 and expecting to see this kind of pyramidal growth and most of the brands are experiencing similar patterns where, like the Q4 is scaling is allowing them to start at a completely new level in the following year. And the cycle kind of repeats every year, right? Also, there's another important thing why this year is different is because there's never been a Q4 like this one, right? So COVID-19 has made everything different. It has caused significant changes in people's behavior and people's perception of risk and people's disposable income to spend on things, but it also has impacted e-commerce brands in very positive ways, which I'm going to talk about later. So there's a lot of research that's been done and a lot of surveys around the customer preferences when it comes to Q4 mega sales. And I will share with you all those insights at the end of the presentation. So stay tuned and let's get going. So the problem is, let's say we decided that we want to make it big this Q4, but the problem is that many brands don't have a coherent strategy for exploiting the most out of the situation. The problem is also that a lot of brands lack a proper offer strategy. So they just hand out huge discounts trying to match their competition, but they actually end up losing money as they scale because of that. Another problem that a lot of advertisers notice is the massive increase in the cost of advertising in the form of cost per mile, so CPMs, which rise a lot. Conversion rates increase a lot, but also if you, without the proper structure and understanding how to do that, your CPM rise may essentially prevent you from making any profit or scaling profitably in that time. There's also a lot of uncertainty about the COVID-19 impact on Q4 campaigns. Is it going to be better? Should I scale more? Should I scale less? What else should I expect? And so on. So we're going to cover all that. And many brands are worried about how to actually scale fast. So people, especially if they're not used to rapid scaling methods on using Facebook ads and Google ads and YouTube ads, they don't have the proper structure for scaling their ads super fast to really get the most out of this opportunity in this narrow frame of time. Right, so in this webinar, as I promised, you will learn the #1 counterintuitive way of how successful companies really make money during Black Friday, and we're gonna cover the whole framework from the offer to the traffic strategies. We're going to talk about how to escape rising CPMs. We're going to talk about the best offer strategy to significantly increase your average order value and generate high profits despite the fact that you're going to be discounting heavily. We're also going to talk about how to use creative conversion rate and email strategies to create a synergistic effect that will put your ROI on steroids and wipe out your competitors. Sounds bold, I know, but really some brands can benefit from those strategies a lot. Scaling very fast without compromising profits. Yes, provided you follow the right formula that I will present you with in this presentation. Also, how to grab the biggest and the most lucrative market share before your niche gets oversaturated, right? So people see a lot of ads in that Q4. I'll show you how to make sure that people are going to remember you and not somebody else. And predictions for COVID-19 impact in Q4 and what to do about that. Let's dive right into it. Now we're seeing a bit more people in the chats. And guys, please let me know if you're in a specific vertical. Let me know your vertical so that I can personalize this presentation, for you. The harsh truth, every niche is different, right? So this is why I need to know the specifics so that I can give you some specific advice as well. Some products are really gonna scale in Q4 without pretty much any effort. But at the same time, if they're seasonal, if they're suited for gifting, then they might not see this kind of exponential growth throughout the rest of the year, right? Some products, literally, as I mentioned, there's going to be no effort, but still the foundations that I'm going to give you are going to be suitable for every brand. So yeah, also an example that I wanted to give you is fitness. Right? So surprisingly, even though fitness brands, we've had much success with scaling them in Q4 as well. What's really interesting and what you need to keep in mind is that the peak of the sales for every fitness brand is actually going to be in January, just like you can see in this example, because in January people make a lot of New Year's resolutions, and Jan is the time to really launch your biggest sales for fitness. Yeah, so the idea, any product can benefit from the strategies we'll present, even if you had it easy last year, or even if you didn't have it easy last year. Take a look at the strategies. They're going to benefit you big time. Even if you scaled already 10x in the previous year, this is going to help you double that. We're going to help you maximize these opportunities, set you up for a bigger scale in 2021, and also grow your lists massively, as well as increase AOV and conversion rate in the process. All right, so first of all, a little bit about the event calendar. What are we really talking about when we're talking about Q4, right? We've got September and October with Halloween. In October, September is already here. And as I mentioned, we've started getting ready already. So I'll tell you exactly what you can start doing right away. In November, we've got, of course, the Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Cyber Monday craze, but also there's another one that I wanted you guys to consider, which is the 11th, which is the Singles Day. This is a festival originating in China. If you've not heard of it, it's been created by Alibaba as an artificial holiday to make people spend more, but it's actually picking up in the US as well. So for example, in 2018, shoppers spent in the US $1.8 billion on the Singles Day. And it's growing really fast. So if you guys have the bandwidth to execute those kind of sales, consider that. For us, probably for most brands, we're not going to be doing that because we really want to focus the attention on the Black Friday, Cyber Monday. But I think that this is a holiday that to watch out for in the following years. It's going to be pretty much something like a Prime Day as well in July. And in December, of course, we've got Christmas, New Year's Eve, and usually, between Christmas and New Year's Eve, a lot of brands see a drop. And in January, if you're in a fitness brand, you have to plan your promotions in there. So first of all, how brands really make money in Q4. So this is the formula that you guys, if you execute every single step, you're going to be way, way ahead of the competition. So first of all, brands run their offers ahead of everyone else. I'm going to talk more about that in a second. They run that simple, high perceived value, high average order value offers and play on urgency a lot. They activate all of the retargeting list on all channels in the time of the promotions. and they grow those lists beforehand using some smart viral methods that are super, super cheap. And that essentially allows them to pre-buy cheaper traffic. They plan their finance carefully, accumulate a lot of cash before Black Friday, Cyber Monday. They use rapid scaling ad framework, which I'm going to show you, and they use the perfect launch formula, which is something that we use as well. I'm going to tell you everything about it. So how to essentially plan your launches for the sales like that, and for any sales, to be honest. I'm going to give you a framework on how to think about that and why this is the best way to capitalize on the sales. And they prepared their logistics and stock up before the Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So how to get ahead of your competitors, which is run your offers before everyone else, right? So for example, something that we've done last year and what we're going to be doing this year is we're going to run a Black Week sale instead of a Black Friday one, because this way your offer will land in front of your audience before they spend all their money on everyone else's offers, right? Also, the CPMs will not have had time to increase yet, so you're going to benefit from lower CPMs. You'll also compete less with other advertisers for your customers' limited mind space, right? So the way we do it is we start on Monday before the Black Friday, then we extend the sale over the weekend, and then we run the last day sale on Cyber Monday. Maybe for some brands, we would do also something on Giving Tuesday with a different offer, but we'll see. If you sell out early, just run pre-order campaigns to squeeze even more out of the sale, right? Even, you can give people a better discount, but you're gonna really leverage the cash flow then. Then the offer, right? So the offer, the criteria that you need to have, as I mentioned, it has to be not just a site-wide discount, even though if you just discount, the reality is that people would usually buy more than one product. So your AOV would increase as well. But I'm gonna give you some offer ideas that are proven to increase average order value as well. So first of all, the offer has to be super simple or people will just get super confused, right? So for example, if you're going to try to run, spend $100, get a 20% off and a free gift, and spend $150, your offer has to be super simple. It cannot take a whole A4 page to read and understand. It has to be really super simple, and has to be simple to comprehend, and has to be simple to execute, right? So because of that, store-wide sales with automatically applied discounts will be your best bet. People will expect deep discounts, so you want to make sure you check on what your competitors are planning and match them, or add a better twist to your offer, right? So for example, a few examples that we've tested and that work really well. One is we call it tier discounts, right? Which is essentially like quantity break offers. You're incentivizing people to spend more. You're giving them 3 different tiers, and your AOV will increase and offset the margin decline because of the discounts, right? So spend over $100, you get a free shipping, for example, or you get a 20% off. Spend over $200, you get a 30% off. Spend over $500, and you're gonna get a 30, right? So this way you're incentivizing the best purchasers, and you're kind of trying to push people to purchase more in this limited time. Another offer that works really well is buy 2 get 1 free, and with exactly this wording. So I walked into a store yesterday, and I saw something that a promotion that they were calling 3 for 2. If I were, and I've tested at some point, running 3 for 2 versus buy 2 get 1 free, and buy 2 get 1 free outperforms buy 3 for 2 offers every single time, right? So try this angle; it works really well. You can also consider this one, which we call the discount of choice offer, right? So the angle is essentially, you can connect it nicely with the COVID strategy, with the COVID situation, where you're essentially telling people that we're all in this situation together. We understand that your financial situation may not be ideal as well, and so you're giving people an opportunity to choose what kind of discount they want to apply. And if they can, not to apply any discount at all, right? So this kind of nice angle has been working for us really well. And so basically, you want to give people like 10 or 20% off completely to your choice. You want to consider it being a little bit higher for Black Friday because people are going to be expecting a bit more as well. you want to set up a separate landing page to explain the offer, or just do a collections page with some header that really clearly explains it as well. Another thing we're going to be trying is adding gifting to all orders. But just make sure it doesn't complicate the offer, right? So if it's going to be a tiered discount plus gifts and stuff like this, it might get too complicated. You can try, especially if you're running a whole Black Week campaign, one thing you can consider is, why would people return to your store, right? And especially if you're running a one product store, right? So yeah, I'll show you how to strike an urgency and how to make sure that people have a reason to come to your store every single day during that period to spend as much as possible. Yeah, you can also try adding some new high average order value to your bundle, the high average order value bundles to your store to bump up AOV. You can switch out the offers every day, what's discounted and stuff like this, to give people reasons to buy more. And another thing that I haven't written down here is you can consider lotteries, right? So one thing we're going to be testing with some clients is going to be, if you purchase during this time, during this day, you get a chance to win something like a golden ticket, essentially. So the golden ticket is going to be either like a prize to win, like half a year subscription for the product, or they're going to get a rebate on their purchase, and so on, right? So this is another reason for people to purchase in the specific timeframes. And you can switch up the offers frequently as well, but just don't make it too complicated, and make sure people are not pissed off that they purchased early and then the discount is better, so they actually should have waited before they purchased, right? So you definitely don't want to discourage your customers from being with you as the very first customers, right? So do consider what people might think of your discounting strategy as well. Next thing, once you've got your offers set up, once you've got your offer strategy in place, you are gonna get your retargeting list ready, because the real place where most of the money is made, and I'm talking specifically about the products that do not have this kind of gifting angle, right? If your angle is gifting, then your cold traffic is going to be scaling as crazy despite the increasing CPMs, right? But for most brands with not non-traditionally gifting angles, you're going to want to use all the retargeting assets that you've got, right? So you're going to have Facebook ads where CPMs increase a lot in the Black Friday Cyber Monday, but that's happening mostly on cold traffic. Your retargeting CPMs are most likely already high, so comparing to cold traffic, so the CPMs are not increasing that much there. So what you want to do is you want to target all your custom audiences with the broadest time frame you can come up with, which is for example 180 days your website traffic, 365 days video views, 180 days purchases, and a custom audience from your whole customer base, right? Then Google Display and YouTube ads, those are great channels for retargeting during the Black Friday time. Remember to set up your retargeting list early, because on Facebook, if you had your pixel installed, you create your audiences a day before, it's going to take a little time to populate, but then you're going to be fine. It populates retrospectively. In Google, it's not happening, so you need to set up your lists early, right? Unless, then we've got SMS, email, push notifications, and messenger bot lists, right? Those are your assets, and you want to accumulate as many as you can. If you have an app, your push notifications are going to be awesome. If you have a Facebook group, that's also your asset that you can activate heavily in this time. And now what to do if most of the money is made on the retargeting lists, if you want to really get the most out of them, you want to make sure that you grow them as fast as you can during this time as well. So how do you do that? One thing that we've done successfully in previous years, and what we're going to be doing a lot across many clients this year, is viral giveaway contests, right? So the way we're doing that, and this is amazing, and it worked super well for people like BlendJet, for example, is a run. It's called a win one give one viral offer, is what I call it. And the way it works is we use this either of those tools. We're testing two. One is called Gleam.io. The other one is called Viper AI for the contest. what we do is we come up, first of all, the offer, it's going to have to be super high value. For example, for one brand, we're handing out a 6-month subscription of their product, 6-month subscription for the product for 2 people. And why 2 people? And the reason is because in order to participate in the giveaway, we want people to comment by tagging a friend who should get the other subscription, right? So this way we're activating like viral psychology and in people's heads, okay, I'm gonna tag a friend, then I'm gonna have more chance to win as well. So they're gonna be tagging their friends, then because of that, you're gonna be getting good signals on the algorithm. Your giveaway is gonna be getting cheaper cost per lead. So yeah, I'll show you other mechanisms that this thing has, right? Also in this giveaway, we're really putting it on steroids. Oh yeah, one thing. And then the other thing is the price is guaranteed, right? So you want to make sure that people don't see, hey, there's one prize and I don't really have a chance to win. And especially if there's already been a lot of people applying, then I'm just going to skip it, right? So you want to make sure that there's a guaranteed win. And the way we do it is there's a secret prize for everyone else, right? You can consider introducing some like second level offers as well. I think this could be an even better way to make sure that people don't get discouraged and to increase your number of leads and decrease cost per lead. So the way we do it, in order to opt in, those apps have options to essentially increase the chances of the person applying winning by performing certain actions. For example, leaving their email. We also want them to leave their phone number because we want to grow our SMS list. We want them to opt into Messenger list. And I'll show you how exactly. There's the standard options like share, like, comment, and so on to also grow your social media in the process. And yeah, so the way we run this, the logistics is this. So we use Recard, which is the messenger marketing platform. And we create a giveaway promo post. The post, has just some nice flashy graphics saying, win 6-month subscription of this product, whatever. And then to participate, you tag a friend who should get the other offer, right? The other product. In order to participate, people comment. The comment triggers a bot. The bot, in the bot, people have to confirm their emails. We've already collected their email address, and it sends them a link to the Gleam landing page where they have to finish the registration, right? And what we're doing is we're going to use multiple objectives to really put this on steroids. For example, we're going to be, this on the Gleam page, we've got pixels installed. We're running a conversion campaign optimized for lead event. It's going to trigger on the page. So this is going to help us, get to the customers who are actually converters. We're going to be going for the post engagement campaign for the same post, and we're also going to test reach campaigns. And all those objectives are going to help us to hit different segments of the audience and hopefully maximize our performance. Right, so we're going to be aiming, and so the giveaway that I ran last year, it had a 15-cent cost per lead. We're giving away suits, for example. So we're aiming this year with this new viral method at $10 to $30 per lead, and this is definitely realistic if you structure your offer correctly. And we're going to be running giveaways on all channels. Run it to your email list, because if you run it to your hottest audience, you're going to get a wall of comments initially on your post, which is going to make it easier for you to get even more comments, as you know how people work. You can combine this with your influencer strategy. You can get some big influencers on board to promote this giveaway as well, and then run it on paid ads as well. Yeah, so the way we do it is we run the giveaway for 7 days, then we announce a winner, and when we do announce the winner, we also announce the surprise prize, which is a discount promo code, right, that everyone is getting. We use a link that automatically applies the code in the checkout to make it as easy as possible for people to check out. And we play an urgency, right? So then we send people daily emails and messenger bot messages to essentially play an urgency and essentially run a promo for 3 days, so that people can take advantage of their offer. So the aim of this campaign is not necessarily to make money, even though the sale is there, but it's to actually break even, right? So because on the list that we've grown, we're going to make the real money in the Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So take a look. So here we are collecting the engagement audiences. We're collecting the leads from different channels. We're also converting our email list into different assets, right? So we're collecting their SMS and we're collecting their messenger bots, their messenger subscriptions. So this way we are kind of amplifying the communication channels that we can use in the Q4. Another thing is, one thing that big brands do is pre-buy cheaper traffic and pre-scale campaigns, right? So the way it works is because the CPMs go up, so you want to invest in your traffic early before they do, right? So there are different ways to do that. For example, if your account is big enough, you can enter this kind of, like buying method on Facebook ads, which is called reach and frequency. So the normal campaigns are called auctions, right? Bidding. And there's another type of buying ads on Facebook, which is called reach and frequency. And those campaigns, you essentially pre-buy the traffic. You have a certain kind of minimum buying threshold, which is you need to pre-buy 200,000 impressions or reach, if I'm not mistaken. And you're getting 10 times cheaper CPA, if not more, CPM. So this is essentially a way to get, you can think about this as if it was like TV ads, like you pre-buy traffic in specific time slots, you pre-book your average frequency over that time period. For example, you want to like reach 200,000 people 3 times in a period of a week, right? The caveat about that is you don't want to use it for conversion objectives because the algorithm is just not going to work with that. So the way to use it is to use reach objective. If your product has a broad audience, right, it's definitely not going to be a good idea for your like a pretty niche product, right? So you want to have a wide appeal, you want to have a gifting angle, and then you can try to use this objective, right? So we're going to be using for some brands reach objective. We're going to be using the frequency of 3 times in the Black Week. Another thing is you can consider using different campaign objectives during or just before Black Friday to tap into cheaper segments of your audience and grow your retargeting lists, right? So think video views, think engagement. This is a way to collect, large retargeting lists, especially video views, right? Especially if you're running on video creatives and you've already had some winning creatives that you want to try, like scaling through video view campaigns. Now, is it worth to scale your campaigns at break even in months before Black Friday? Now, so this is the thing, right? One important thing you need to understand about customer behavior before the Q4 is that a lot of people, and it's very clearly visible in Facebook reports on the customer behavior. It's that people withhold purchases, they postpone purchases before Black Friday in expectation of that they will get a different offer in that time, right? So essentially people are just like window shopping and thinking about what they're going to purchase, right? So this is the time, September, October, and early November, this is the time to start building up this, occupying this mind space in people's heads, and helping them plan what they're going to purchase for for themselves, for the gifts, for their families and friends, and so on. So the way you do that is by kind of accepting the fact that you're going to be expecting lower returns in this period before the Black Week, but then all those people are going to come back to you. And if you look at the late attribution, if you look at this period in time back after Black Week, you're going to see that in fact a lot of your your campaigns might have actually performed better than you thought. So how do you do that? How do you actually scale your campaigns blindly if you're not seeing the returns, right? So a lot of people are at this point, they're just going to descale their campaigns and wait. What we do instead is we do sales, like this giveaway campaign that we're doing, and we're also going to do a sale after that. We expect to get a lot of sales in that time and accumulate cash flow, right? So that we can spend this cash flow on kind of running the campaigns or break even, where some brands are considering to getting some financing as well, not to expect to make much profit in this time, but so that we can maintain and even increase the volume of eyeballs that we're getting on the content and on the brand in this time, right? So yeah, this is the time when you want to actually pre-scale your ads and pre-buy the traffic that is gonna benefit you in the Black Friday, Cyber Monday time. So another reason pre-scaling is a good idea is that, you know, in the time of Black Friday, things are happening so fast, then most people won't have the time to discover your brands, right? So especially if your product, if you're a one product brand and your product is self-explanatory, if it has a gifting angle, then maybe that's not gonna be necessary for you. Your cold traffic is gonna be purchasing like crazy. But if your product is, you know, in a space such as beauty, where, you know, the brand needs to be discovered and kind of people need to get familiarized with it, if your buying cycle is a bit longer, you might want to consider pre-scaling as well to get people to get to know you before they make the final purchase decisions in Q4. Another thing I wanted to mention here is, for example, you can, in this time, you can take advantage of wish lists. You can take advantage of kind of signing people up for some kind of VIP list before the Black Week, so that you can kind of assess the potential that your campaigns can have in the Black Week. So that you can have confidence in scaling, even though you're not necessarily seeing good returns on your ads at this time, right? So, for example, if you see that you're getting a lot of, you know, add to wish lists, or you're getting a lot of people opting into your VIP list for the Black Friday pre-launch, then it might be an indicator for you that, okay, I can be confident. Doesn't matter. I'm not going to make money now, but I'm going to make a lot of money later. So the channels that we're planning on using this year is going to be primarily Facebook. Still, it's the main channel for us. Google and YouTube, email, SMS, Messenger, maybe some push notifications if the clients have some apps. And yeah, let's talk about ads now, right? So how do you scale your ads super fast when the time comes, so that you can squeeze as much as you can from the opportunity? So first of all, ideally, don't touch your evergreen campaigns. If the ROAS is okay, just let them run, right? Because, you know, like the cost of disrupting the campaigns is much higher than just leaving them on, as long as they're profitable, right? When it comes to retargeting, you want to set up a new campaign in addition to the evergreen ones. In case of retargeting, you might want to consider switching it off your evergreen campaigns when the Black Week comes. And here's what you want to do, right? So I suggest for retargeting to not use the campaign budget optimization, because you want to have precise control over the spend across those audiences. You want to make sure that you set up all your Black Friday, Cyber Monday creatives in each ad set and get them approved early. Remember, the approval times before Black Friday are going to destroy you. So you want to get them all approved ahead of time, keep them switched off, and then switch on the right ads depending on, you know, what day it is and what offer you're running in that time, right? You can also, for retargeting, you can test conversion objectives, you can test reach objectives to get cheaper CPMs. Cold traffic, right? So here's what we do. In the cold traffic campaigns, we're going to be using conversion campaigns mostly. Maybe we will use some video view campaigns as well, just to get the lower CPMs if we find that our cold traffic is going to be scaling super well. Use your best audiences, plus test very broad targeting. Use CBO for stability, especially if you've tested your audience before. Use creatives that you won't need to switch up as often as on retargeting, right? So for example, if on retargeting, we're going to have, you know, here's a, you know, like Black Week campaign, today's offer expires today, and, you know, like this is the today's offer, tomorrow's offer is going to change, and so on. On the cold traffic campaigns, we're going to go with something more broad. So, you know, there's a Black Week sale, new offers every day, you know, ends on Friday, come check it out, right? Or we're going to be running just like our best performing videos with like a Black Friday sale, you know, for example, buy two, get one free. Yeah, test manual bidding to prevent overspending. You want to make sure to adjust those for new offer AOV and target CPA ROAS. Our preference currently in the agency is either target cost or the minimum ROAS optimization. Your CPMs will increase, but your conversion rate and AOV too. So overall, your return on the ad spend should be positive, right? If it's not, you're doing something wrong. Or maybe, you know, you're just not going to be able to scale your cold traffic. It really depends on the niche. So, or maybe your creatives just cannot carry it, which we'll talk about creatives in a second. You can increase your budget as often as every 2 hours. So like this is the time where you don't worry about the optimization of the campaigns at all. You just need to squeeze as much as you can. If the offers are so good, nothing else matters, right? You can just run reach campaigns with no targeting, and it's gonna work. As long as you have a broad product, of course. In terms of targets, right? So because there's gonna be, especially if you've seen some late attribution in your accounts, you might want to switch the way you work with Facebook metrics and the way you make decisions from the ROAS, switch to something we call ACOS, which is advertising cost of sales, which is essentially just looking at how much money you've made in a given day or in a given time frame on your store backend, and then how much you've spent. And as long as that makes sense for you financially, then just keep increasing that budget, right? So make sure you calculate your numbers correctly, so that you can actually set those metrics correctly, right? Another thing you want to look at, and this is a new idea that my team has brought in, is Facebook is currently, and it's been all along, the way it reports your conversions is it attributes the conversions to the on the day of impression, so-called, right? So then, let's say today someone made a sale, but the sale came from a few days before when the person, saw the ad, waited a few days, and then purchased. The conversion is going to be attributed to the day in the past, right? But it's not going to be. But if you really want to scale fast and you want to do it aggressively in this time, you might want to switch to just reporting on the basis of conversions, right? So looking at ACOS is great, but it doesn't give you insight into which campaigns to scale and which ones to not scale, right? So one thing you can do, for example, is if you use Supermetrics for Google Sheet, it has an option to actually import your conversions from the date of conversion, not the date of impression, right? So you can just have this table, broken down by your campaign so that you see which campaigns have got, how many conversions on a particular day. Even if this the first contact with the client was a few days ago on the impression, right? So this is kind of like an ACOS measurement on the level of your particular campaigns. So it's going to give you more visibility into your kind of profitability on the campaign level. Creatives. So one, you want to make sure your communication is coherent across all channels, and especially your offers, right? So there's a lot of mess in that time, especially if you want to change offers too often. So just kind of consider the benefits and risks here. Consider whether you have the bandwidth to execute super complex campaigns, or do you want to make it simpler, because the costs of just complicating things too much and things breaking are going to cost you much more than the gain itself, right? So make sure you're ready for that on the operations side as well. In terms of creatives, this is not the time for long-form videos. This is the time for flashy banners, pure attention, urgency, right? So playing on urgency is a big thing, and high discounts, something that is a pure attention grabber, right? So for example, you have like a high contrast images, you change the contrast on them, you make them spin, some kind of spirals, some kind of odd colors. Think all those kind of like all those kind of illusion images that you see. This is the stuff that you can use for your background. Make it on brand if needed. But just remember, now is the time to not necessarily think about the brand, but think about getting the attention of the customers amongst the forest of other advertisers fighting for this attention. You can also try using your best creatives that you've had with just the Black Friday overlay, right? So especially images and short videos. Make sure you have creatives ready ahead of the time. We're aiming to get all our communications ready by the 1st of November, for example, just in case stuff gets sideways. Get them approved early. On retargeting, as I mentioned, you can turn creatives on and off as the offers change. On top of the funnel, try running the same creatives to maintain stability. And something that I call the perfect launch formula. So how do you actually like build up the anticipation to the point where people are just on the verge of exploding, and they tell their friends about that and things like this. So here's what we're planning. So 2 weeks before the Black Week, as I mentioned, we're running Black Week to get early, to get ahead of everybody else. And 2 weeks before the Black Week, we're starting a VIP pre-launch. So the way it works is we incentivize people to opt in for an early access to Black Friday offer. And also, if they opt in now and they buy something during the Black Week, they're going to get a free gift or some additional discount, right? Depending on the brand. And this is great because this way you can kind of still get this indicator that people, will buy during the Black Week, right? So this is great because it gives you more confidence that you can pre-scale even if you're not making an immediate profit, right? And it's also giving you this another KPI to work off of if people are postponing their purchases. You can even do it earlier if you, a lot of brands would do it. A lot of brands would do it in September already. On Monday, before Thanksgiving, we start our Black Week sale. So like all of this, the pre-launch and stuff like that, it's communicated via email, SMS, Messenger, and so on, right? So all the channels are communicating those, including Facebook. If you have enough products, you can switch the offers every day to install urgency. So for example, you put together different bundles for each day, you put together a different price every day if you're doing lotteries and so on. While keeping some good site-wide discount, because some people might not want to buy this particular bundle that you've put together in a given day, right? If you have a short product line, this is something that we're going to be doing, and I think it's genius. Consider like progressively decreasing discounts, right? So every day the discount goes down, install a real urgency, and you blast your list. Today's discount is this, expires today, then tomorrow it's going to be lower, right? So people are going to really be, feel the fire burning and want to buy as soon as possible. You want to consider giving people a chance to opt in for a lottery when, if you buy in this specific time, as I mentioned, you get a bonus gift or you get a rebate on your purchase. And you can switch those up every day to give people reasons to buy more often. And again, like if you just have, very short product line or just one product, then probably the lowering discount might be your best chance. Send daily emails and SMS and change your retargeting creatives to play an urgency. So for example, first day you're saying, hey, this discount is expiring today, tomorrow is going to be lower by this, last day or 2 days left till the end, 1 day left to the end, sale extended last day, and so on, right? Yeah, so we will run a last day sale on Black Friday, but then at the end of Black Friday, we extend the sale for the weekend with a lower discount than previously, and then we'll run a final last day sale on Cyber Monday. You can also consider a new offer for Giving Tuesday. This is a perfect time to run something like buy one, give one offers and so on, so that you can kind of play in people's, leverage the fact that you're giving to charities and things like that, right? Now, logistics and finance. This is super important. A lot of people forget about this. Remember that your machine needs to be well-oiled on every step. So make sure you stock up and prepare to turn on your pre-orders if you sell out, right? You definitely don't want to stop selling if you sold out, because this is this might be the only time of the year to make this kind of leap. So if you're stocking up, make sure you also scale your customer service and give your fulfillment team your order number predictions. And this is a very, very tricky part, how to predict the sales that you're going to be making. So that's also another reason why you want to kind of do those early VIP pre-launches to predict how many people might buy. Over time, if you've run a successful Black Friday last year, you're going to have, insights into kind of the behavior of the customers. But then again, this year is probably going to be a bit different. So run your predictions, run it past your customer service team, see if you need to scale up to the people, see if you need to scale up your fulfillment, see how much you need to stock up and plan ahead. Another thing is you're going to be scaling ads fast, so make sure you have backup payment methods, other cards. Consider stuff like Revolut as well to the prepaid cards in case you need to switch your payment methods quickly. Consider backup ad accounts. Like the worst thing that can happen is an ad account getting suspended in the time of Black Friday. So yeah, consider getting backup ad accounts. For that, it's perfectly in line with Facebook's terms of service, so you're going to be fine. Then make sure you've got cash flow secured for rapid scaling, right? So yeah, so there are a few ways to get cash flow. One is to run an early sale, for example, in September, October, just to accumulate the cash flow and get ready for Black Friday. And another one is just to get some cash flow financing if needed, right, through companies such as Payability or Clearbank. When planning your break-even targets, remember both late attribution and the new offers, right? So this is another reason why you want to pre-test your offers before Black Friday. So, for example, if you wanna, if you're doing a giveaway, then the surprise price may be very similar to your Black Friday offer, right? So that you can test what the impact of your offer structure is going to have on your average order value and your cost of goods sold, right, and shipping. Because otherwise, as I mentioned, sometimes you discount and then people buy more, and you actually end up, not necessarily giving out 40% of your profits as you thought initially, but it's actually better than that. So yeah, so based on that, pre-test your offers, then set your break-even targets for the Black Week, and as I mentioned, consider switching away from the ROAS targets and instead monitor the ACOS or the kind of attribution based on time of conversion. In terms of campaign timeline, so this is what we're doing, right? So in September, this is the time to test your offers, to run a test promo of similar offer, to build your lists, run your viral giveaways, which you can combine the two, as I mentioned. To work on your conversions, AOV, and test your new creatives, right? If you can scale up at this point, this means you're going to have cash flow to pre-scale your ads without necessarily making profits. In October, you start pre-buying traffic and pre-scaling the ads and building the lists continuously, right? So this is if you're feeling particularly adventurous and you want to start recruiting people to your Black Friday offers already. You can do that. You can do that on a pop-up on your website, so that you don't necessarily need to drive ads specifically for cold traffic to the Black Friday opt-in, but you can put the pop-up on your website that people can get special offers on the Black Friday, right? And now there's a caveat here, and I haven't tested that, but let me know if you do. I suspect that there might be a certain level of kind of cannibalism if you do that, because if you're reminding people that they can expect to get better offers, they might just opt in and not purchase, while otherwise they would have purchased anyway, right? So this is why we're going to be running those kind of opt-ins for the VIP pre-launch lists only 2 weeks before the Black Week, because I want people to continue purchasing for as long as they can. In November, we continue pre-scaling the traffic, pre-scaling the ads. We're getting all the communications and creatives ready by the beginning of the month, and we're getting the backup ad accounts ready as well. So around the 1st of November, I want to have all the communications and creatives ready. Get all your Facebook ads approved early as well. Maybe not as early as the 1st of November, that's fine, but definitely do it early. So then around the 9th, we're starting our VIP pre-launch. Around the 22nd, we're doing the VIP launch, right? So this is we're just telling people, hey, you can get access to the offers early, which is super cool, and they will appreciate that. Then on the 23rd, we're doing the Black Week official launch, and we're scaling the ads like crazy. 23rd to 27th, we play on urgency daily, adding new gifts, mixing up the offers, mixing up the creatives, and so on. 28th and 29th, launching the sale extension with new offers, lower discounts. 30th, last day Cyber Monday sale with last offers, and potentially the Giving Tuesday as well. And in December, we emphasize the gifting angles, play an urgency as well. Make sure you communicate with the customer when the last time to order your products is. There's no worse way than, the customers at Christmas. Those are the worst when it comes to the negative reviews. If I don't get what I ordered before Christmas and it was supposed to be a gift, I'm gonna destroy your life. If I don't get something for myself, I don't really care. Like I ordered a lot of stuff from AliExpress that I never received. I didn't even think to do a chargeback. But if I don't get a gift for Christmas, it's gonna be hell. So this is something that you definitely want to avoid. So communicate that on your website, and this is actually a good thing because it's gonna create an urgency in the customer's mind. Oh my God, I need to purchase by this date in order to get my products on time. Now, predicted impact of COVID-19. So I'm going to share with you this. What I'm talking about here is partly taken from my own predictions, partly from the reports by Facebook and other research companies, which I'm going to share with you later. Discounts in the COVID-19 because a lot of people have lost their sources of income, and they feel financially unstable. The discounts in the mega sales will be even more appreciated, and people will gladly spend a lot because they've been kind of restraining themselves before. People still need affordable luxury, right? So it's not just going to be the essential items. It's affordable luxury, and good discounts on those are still going to be appreciated. And then what the COVID-19 definitely did, and everyone has seen it in e-commerce, is that people's reliance on e-commerce is even greater now, and also people's openness to buying product online has increased, across all demographics pretty much. So this is a great news because it means that probably some of the sales from retail are going to be moved to e-commerce, right? If you run an offline store, consider offering an option to shop online and collect in store. And this is connected to what I spoke about before regarding customers being afraid that the products might not get to them on time. So definitely, if you do have this option, offer that. And also make sure to tell people when they need to order the latest to still receive the package for Christmas. This connects back to the point here. So now it's the time for some questions. If you have missed this live video, then feel free to drop your questions anyway. I'm gonna address the questions in the comments, or if need be, I'm gonna send you another video. And all the best. Thanks a lot for staying till the very end. This was e-commerce scaling strategies by Sales Genomics, brought to you by Matt from Sales Genomics. If you're interested in more tips and strategies on how to scale your e-commerce business, visit our Facebook group called e-commerce scaling strategies by Sales Genomics, or follow us on social media.